lever is one of the most popular calisthenics exercises there is. I'm going to give you some of my personal tips and tricks on how to get it. Okay, so the first thing that I would start with if I was looking at getting my front lever is I would look at having strong scaps for my scap pull, but also activating the core at the same time. So if you go palms facing forwards, you come down into that dead hang, you go shoulders back and down, and then what you do is you bring the knees up. I don't want to bring the hips all the way up, would be good, but we don't want to do that just yet. We just want to bring the knees up, and then we're going to slowly control the legs back down, and then we go into passive shoulders, so we relax the shoulders. Again, active shoulders, knees up, and then control it on the way down, and then relax the shoulders again. It looks simple. It is super, super challenging, especially when you do it with control. So it's just teaching your body how to get into that shoulder down and back position, and also how to activate your core at the same time. So for the next exercise, what you're going to do is you're going to set up some rings. You can get a light band. With the light band, I want to get it across my lower back. Cool? So top of the hips, lower back, and then from there you basically sit back and enjoy the ride. You go shoulders back and down, and then you can pull one knee in as close towards your chin as you can, and then see if you can take the other foot off and come into this position. So this will be your tuck position. So we want to go shoulders and hips basically in line, so they're parallel with the floor, and then just holding this space. So anywhere from like 10 to 15 seconds would be good. The closer the knees are, the easier it is. The further those knees extend, the harder it becomes. So the third exercise I would use is I'd start to use eccentrics. When we're using eccentrics, the same thing as when we're doing chin-ups. They get the body nice and strong throughout that movement pattern. It's going to be a way to really develop the lats. And the lats are basically the major muscle that are working whilst holding a front lever. So what I would do is I'd bend the elbows and I would kick up into this position. So like an inverted tuck, palms facing forwards, and then I'll see if I can control my scaps by keeping them down away from the ears as I work my eccentric all the way down to that dead hang. Then you can bend the elbows, kick up again, and try the same thing. If this starts to get easy, you can start to move the knees away from the body. So again, just working the eccentrics and keeping the shoulder as far away from the ear as you can, so the lat starts to really engage. So the last exercise I would use is I'd get a band, I'd feed it over the ring, like that, so that's super locked in on that side. I'll then feed it back round onto here. So very similar to that first exercise where we were in that tuck position using the band. Apart from now, we're just going to intensify it. So we're just going to lengthen the lever. So the longer the lever is, the harder it's going to be to hold. So if I come up into the top position and I extend the hips, so I'm in like a candlestick position, I'll start to turn the palms away, and I'll start to control on the way down towards my front lever, and then see if I can pull back up, keeping that straight body. So palms facing forwards, hips up, controlling down, hold, and then pull back up. And then you can do a smooth little exit out. So with these exercises, the first exercise that we did was the scap pull with the knee tucks. I'd recommend anywhere from 5 to 8 reps of those, and they would be quality reps as well. Like your shoulders aren't giving out, your core's not giving out. When you can move on, when you can complete that for numerous weeks, months with successful reps, I'd move on to the banded front lever tuck hold. Building up capacity and time here and seeing if you can increase the slack through the band, aiming anywhere from like 10 towards 20 seconds in that isometric. Cool? And looking at challenging yourself by moving your knees away from the body. Once you feel comfortable with that, you've done that for a couple of months, you move on to the next exercise. That was the eccentrics. So this is where we're developing a little bit more of an understanding of the scapular position through the movement, always keeping down and developing some stronger lats. So with that, I like to go 5 seconds on the eccentric for three reps. Cool? And numerous sets of that, maybe 3 to 4 sets. Again, once you've spent some time doing that, because there's no need to rush this, I would then look at moving on to the last one, last progression. We had the bands, we were going into that full front lever. I would look at 3 reps. I'd go on a tempo, so 5 seconds on the way down, 2-second pause, and then coming up to the top. Cool? That last one's super, super challenging. If you don't believe in me, try it yourself. See if you can keep that good form with the hips up. A common thing that I see is people start to sag through the hips when they're doing a front lever. They're holding, but they're in like this position here with their butt back, and that exercise is excellent at getting the hips extended. So if you're thinking that spending a couple of months on each of these exercises sounds like a long time, when you look at a movement like the front lever, there's a reason why not many people can do it. It's because it's a hard exercise, and because of that, it deserves time, understanding the progressions, and time working through them. Cool? So don't be afraid to spend a little bit more time than you might expect on each exercise, because it will definitely give you the gains that you need.